Well, last week it was Lindsey Graham who was told you are going to have to respond to the subpoena and testify in the Georgia probe of the election fraud attempt by Donald Trump in 2020. And now Donald Trump's former lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, has been told the exact same thing. The Associated Press is now reporting Giuliani ordered to testify in Georgia 2020 election probe. This is not the news that Rudy Giuliani wanted. Now, a few important things to mention here. First and foremost, as a reminder, this is the probe in Georgia. There is a grand jury. This is separate from the January 6th committee. They are looking into Trump and associates' attempt to take Georgia's electoral votes from Joe Biden, even though Joe Biden won. This includes Trump calling and saying, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break. It includes Lindsey Graham calling and saying, well, can't we look into what could be done? Now, as of right now, the last we heard, Lindsey Graham and Rudy Giuliani received subpoenas, but they are not targets. They are considered witnesses. The way Rudy operates, he could make himself a target by showing up and unknowingly implicating himself and others. That wouldn't come as a huge shock. But at least for now, Lindsey Graham's attempt to get out of testifying has been shut down by a judge, and Rudy's as well. The AP says a judge in New York has ordered Rudy Giuliani to appear next month before a special grand jury in Atlanta, investigating whether former President Trump and others illegally tried to interfere in the 2020 election in Georgia. New York Supreme Court Justice Thomas Farber issued an order directing Giuliani to appear before the special grand jury August 9th and any other dates ordered by the court. Giuliani's lawyer did not immediately return a call. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis began her investigation early last year. Earlier this month, she filed petitions to compel 7 Trump associates, including Giuliani and Lindsey Graham, to testify. Because they don't live in Georgia, she used a process that involves getting a judge in a state where they live to order them to appear. Now, here's an interesting detail. Giuliani had been summoned to appear in court in New York on July 13 to present any reason why a subpoena should not be issued for him to testify in Atlanta, but he failed to show up for that hearing. In a court filing Wednesday, Willis informed the judge overseeing the grand jury Giuliani had been served with the final order instructing him to appear. It's possible Giuliani could file a motion with the court in Atlanta to try to avoid testifying. Others have already filed challenges to try to get out of that. This is actually the second time that the same Manhattan judge ordered Rudy Giuliani to testify in the Georgia grand jury. He was given a date previously to appear, and he didn't go. And now he's being told again to go on August 9th. So if you said to me, David, you've got to bet, sir, no odds, just straight up, do you bet that Graham and Giuliani testify, or do you bet that they don't? I don't know which bet I take right now. It feels very 50-50. If you or me, if you or I were refusing to testify, refusing to appear before a grand jury after being subpoenaed, especially when a judge writes, you've got to be there, we'd be in a jail cell awaiting trial on contempt charges, I presume. But here we're talking about Lindsey Graham. Here we're talking about Rudy Giuliani. And what's going to happen, I really don't know. The relationship between this investigation and the January 6th committee, it involves a lot of the same people, but these are two separate investigations. And I continue to believe that if there will be charges levied against Donald Trump, they will come out of the Georgia probe, not out of the January 6th committee. But I would love it for charges to come out of all of them. One of our sponsors today is Helix Sleep, and it's a sponsor I'm thrilled about because I sleep on a Helix mattress at home, and it's just the perfect mattress. One of the best things about Helix is you don't have to guess which mattress do I need, which one will be good for me. You take their famous sleep quiz on their website, you tell them your body type, your sleeping position, your back pain issues you might have, and they will pair you with a mattress that will be perfect for you. I took the sleep quiz. The mattress they suggested was exactly what I needed. I often get too hot at night. The mattress keeps me cool. It's not too soft. It's not too firm. The texture is right. And I've just been getting way better sleep. You only buy a mattress every decade or so. Don't get stuck with something that's not perfect for you. And all Helix mattresses come with a 10-year warranty, and they'll even come to your house and pick it up within 100 days if you don't love it. But I think you will. For a limited time, Helix is offering up to $350 off all mattress orders, plus 2 free pillows at helixsleep.com/Pacman. It's the biggest discount they've ever offered. The link is down below.